obey the law. You see.
Yeah, he would serve out the punishment, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the injuries that occurred were to be compensated for, and various other things like if your livestock were harmed in some way, or it wasn't just physical injuries, and that was all based on wergild, which was the amount paid to relatives if you were killed. So it would be a percentage of the wergild is what would have to be paid out. So I imagine, if you lost your little toe, then that would be, they'd maybe work that out at 20% of the wergild for the station of the person that had been killed. And I think there were 4 different stations. I think there was Churl, Noble, Lord, and Freeman maybe, and each one was worth more to the community. Basically, it was acknowledged that some people were worth more to the community than others, and therefore the wergild was higher for some than others. If there was an inability to pay, you could become a bondsman or a slave in order to get the money, and the ealdorman or the lord would be the one who would be liable for this. So you had to have an allegiance to a lord in case you had a fight with somebody, and you then had to go to court, because if you didn't have allegiance to a lord, then you wouldn't be able to pay the wergild, and then it would be eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. So there were also fines for offences to the clergy, to the lords, or to the king. So there wasn't even really fines. Now there's in the laws itself, it stipulates the holidays that people are supposed to get as well, and it says these days are to be given to all free men, but not to slaves and unfree labourers. 12 days at Christmas, and the day on which Christ overcame the devil, and the anniversary of St. Gregory, and the 7 days before Easter, and the 7 after, and 1 day at the feast of St. Peter and St. Paul, and in harvest time the whole week before the feast of St. Mary, and 1 day at the feast of All Saints, and the 4 Wednesdays in the 4 ember weeks are to be given to all slaves to sell to whomsoever they please anything of what anyone has given them in God's name, or of what they can earn in any of their spare time. And that was actually written into the laws, that people would had to have these amount of days as a holiday, and it makes it clear there that people would just give stuff to the slaves, and then they could sell them when they had their days off. I suppose, or they could save up whatever they had and buy themselves back out of slavery, because slavery was usually for a period of years. I think it was. I'm not sure exactly how many years it was. But slavery is pretty much the same in most countries. Now let me reverse a little bit here, because I've got a couple of other bits that people might find interesting. There was just some Irishmen that turned up at court at one point. And let me have a look here and see if I can find the page. 113.
Now, while you're doing that, would you like me to go to a little musical break and give you a chance to rest your voice there? You've been talking for about an hour.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah,
you want to take a 5-minute break, man?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, folks, we're gonna take a little break here. Keep it right here. We got Sven talking about one of the great people from years gone by, Alfred the Great of England. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll be back, folks, in just 1 second.